Talking Luther College Wrestling with head coach Dave Mitchell. And coach, a busy week for you guys last week. Duels on Friday night and or on Thursday night and Friday. Open tournament on Saturday. Let's go back to Thursday night. Wisconsin Lacrosse ended up getting you. Bottom line, just too many bonus points given up if you look at it from the big picture. Is that a fair way to put it?
That's exactly what it was. You know, we had a very tough schedule last week, going on the road to Lacrosse on Thursday, on the road to Dubuque on Friday, and then wrestling at the open tournament on Saturday. And yeah, we won 5 matches against Lacrosse, lost 5 matches, but we got pinned at 2 of the 5 we lost and majored at a 3rd. And that just can't happen. In big duels, it just can't happen. And so we were very disappointed with the way we wrestled. You know, if you get beat, you get beat. If you wrestle well, you know, you can live with that and move on. But we didn't wrestle very well on Thursday night, and we took something from that, learned from that, and got back on the road Friday, anxious to get back on the mat.
And then you ended up getting a victory over Dubuque. You probably gave up too many bonus points, but you stepped up at some weight classes on Friday night as compared to Thursday, too.
They did. We battled a lot harder on Friday than we did Thursday. We won 7 matches, lost 3. Got pinned at 2 of those 3. Kind of some weird situations where that occurred, though, at those 2 that I think we can avoid in the future. And then got majored against, you know, their best wrestler at 141. But we wrestled better on Friday night, which was good to see. Again, making weight back-to-back, 2 days in a row, on the road both days, a week after Thanksgiving. That's a challenging schedule.
And talk about the challenge of making weight back-to-back, but as part of that counterbalanced with maybe your not best performance on Thursday night. When you have a performance like that, is it sometimes good to just get right back on the mat on Friday night and use that as a mouthwash meat, if nothing else?
That's a great way to put it, and that's exactly how I felt. You know, when we got back home Thursday night and all day Friday, it wasn't, you know, it's not feeling sorry for yourself. You're not, you know, disappointed. You're just anxious to get back out there and get better and prove that you're better and prove that you're tougher than what you showed. And so that's exactly what it was. And so Friday, I'm glad we got to take the mat. I'm glad we didn't have to sit around here for a day or 2 before we got to wrestle again. We got to get right back out there and get after it. And again, part of this is kind of right after Thanksgiving too. We had some guys that, you know, are trying to manage their weight, and we had one of our guys that probably ran 30 miles between Monday and Thursday, and then tried to wrestle Thursday and Friday, and that's tough to do. You know, it takes a little bit of a toll on your body, and so you know, we're all learning from that. And Darren, as we've talked about many times, it's day 2 of the NCAA championships. This is preparation for that. You have to make weight 2 days in a row at the NCAA championships. Perform well on day 1. Make weight, perform well on day 2. And this kind of helps us prepare for that and thinking about what we need to do with our bodies to make sure we're ready for that.
And day 3 of last weekend, back at the Dubuque Open, a new tournament this year, and a lot of good performances from a lot of guys.
It was the best we've wrestled so far this season, I think, Darren, across the board. We didn't have all of our starters there for sure, but the guys that we did have there really battled. And it ended up being a pretty tough tournament. Not a big, huge tournament, but pretty tough. Iowa sent, you know, 10 or so guys there. Wisconsin sent 10 or so. UNI sent, you know, somewhere in that range. And so there were a lot of Division I wrestlers. And in fact, of the top 3 finishers at every weight class, there were only 10 of those 30 that were non-Division I wrestlers, and 8 of those 10 were Luther guys. Dubuque had a couple, we had 8. In fact, we matched, I think, the University of Iowa for the most number of finishers in the top 3, and there was only one champion that was a non-Division I guy, and that was Eric Marino for us at 174. So really battled. That was the best part of the day.
Another home duel coming up here on Friday night. Cornell, old conference opponent, but really in a lot of ways they're a traditional opponent, and for all practical purposes, they're kind of still a conference opponent for you, aren't they?
More or less, because they're in our region. You know, you kind of think of them as a conference opponent from a regional standpoint. And see, they had some very nice wins already this year. I think they're 5-1 in duels, with their only loss maybe being to Iowa, if I read that correctly. And they beat some teams that were ranked ahead of them this last weekend. They beat St. John's, who was ranked higher. They beat UW-Stevens Point, who was ranked higher. And so Coach DeRoe will have his guys ready to roll for sure coming up to Decorah on Friday night, and we'll look forward to the challenge.
All right, Coach, hopefully you can keep the positivity going on Friday night. We wish best of luck.
Thank you, my friend.
Dave Mitchell talking Luther College Wrestling.